And welcome back. For our first conversation this morning, we have been joined in studio by Dr. Lisa Johnson. She's a dean at the University of Belize, and she's here to talk to us about UB's medical school and the future of healthcare in this country. Good morning, Dr. Johnson.
Good morning, and thank you for having me. We were really supposed to be a company of three, but we had schedules mixed up, and I bring greetings from the president, Dr. Vincent Palacio, to you all, and thank you all for allowing us this opportunity to talk about our medical school.
Excellent. So let's talk about the inception of UB's medical school and perhaps the vision of this particular initiative in terms of being able to produce nurses and doctors and healthcare professionals.
Well, I think the vision was just prior to the onset of the COVID epidemic. And the thoughts on that matter was we were already successfully training other members of the healthcare team, nurses, pharmacists, medical laboratory scientists, social workers, and that we did not, the vision of the university was, now that we had this healthy foundation of healthcare professional training, there was no reason that the university could not then move to this sphere, take it up several notches, and start training physicians. And the thought that we would be able to do that would certainly be a matter of pride for the country, not only for the university, but to be able to say that as a country and as the national university, that we are confident and capable of doing a medical program. We have had a lot of encouragement. We were guided along this, we took guidance along this process from the region. And I'm talking not only the Caribbean, but also there were interactions and trips to Mexico to see what they were doing. Excuse me, and also to Central America. There was an interaction with the Autonomous University of Nicaragua, and so there are a lot of information that was brought to bear to create the University of Belize School of Medicine. And from its inception, I think one of the things that the University of Belize board looked at was the fact that we could train the entire healthcare team. My experience of different systems is that it is better for the patient to have a team that's on the same page, able to communicate with the patient and able to communicate with each other on a international standard basis. And so this we can do, and this we are doing.
When you say on an international basis, can we take a moment to look at accreditation? It's graduation season, and we're seeing various students from across the country, Belizeans who have decided to migrate to study outside the country. They're posting their graduation pictures. I know notably we oftentimes look forward to students coming out of Taiwan and Cuba because those are usually your science majors, med students and whatnot. How accredited will the University of Belize Medical School be? Well,
we are a member of CARICOM. We're a CARICOM state, and as such, we are signed on to the regional accreditation body, CAMHP, Caribbean Authority for the Accreditation of Medical Schools and Other Health Professional Schools. And so it's that in itself is accredited to the World Federation of Medical Education. And so our aim in life as a medical school is to attain accreditation from CAMHP and to maintain that state. For us, it was the CAMHP package of documents was part of the guiding foundation to create the school. The school was created based on CAM-HP standards. And so there was no getting around the fact that this has to happen, and it has to happen a certain way. So where we are now that we're in operation, we are still in our second semester for our first cohort. And at the end of that semester, there are certain reports that need to be generated. Once we have those reports, along with all the policies, information about the faculty, information about myself, everybody associated with it, will all be wrapped up into a huge application package and sent to CAM-HP. And at this time, because we have started operations but have not graduated a class, we will be looking for provisional accreditation.
Yeah.
Dr. Johnson, how competitive is it to be able to attract students to the University of Belize's medical school? When you look at other institutionals across the region, for instance, you have persons who would readily go to San Carlos University in Guatemala or elsewhere to learn medicine, to learn the health system and what have you. How competitive is it for UB to say, you know what, we'll take some of these students so that they don't have to go somewhere else?
Yeah, you can stay right home.
I think that's a big, that's a huge issue. The staying at home, while the cost is definitely a factor. For us, our fees are quite high for University of Belize standards in that this venture has required and continues to require a huge investment by the university. And so from a Central American point of view, the cost, we are not necessarily competitive with the cost, and it is why the university has taken steps now for this incoming cohort, because applications are open, to offer non-cash grants to our successful applicants. If you are accepted, you will be offered a non-cash grant. You will be asked to sign a bond for community service and service to the nation in exchange for the grants. Oh. And so while we have a set cost of what it is, and if you go on our website, you will see it. The university itself is making an effort to try and, at least for the first few cohorts that we take in, to try and help with the financial aid, in other words.
What has been the interest from these students? Are we seeing an increase in students deciding to stay at home and pursue their medical studies here?
I think students, I think we are still getting the word out.
Okay.
We've been to a few of the junior colleges in the districts. We have set up a pre-medical program at the University of Belize in the Faculty of Science and Technology. And I think there's only one other junior college that does that combination of subjects, biology, chemistry, and math at a major level, and physics as a minor. And so, Carzal Junior College, sorry. And so we have been trying to get the word out, not only about our program, but what can be done to prepare for entry into medical school. Of course, the bar is high.
Yes.
You need a 3.0 GPA, either as a holder of the associate degree in pre-medical sciences, or as a Bachelor of Science degree in biology, chemistry, or the life sciences like nursing and so on. So the bar is high, but from what we have seen at University of Belize with the pre-medical program, we had healthy intakes into that program, and that program launched the year before.
Yes, I believe.
And so we're seeing healthy intakes into that program for students to now prepare themselves academically.
How
The
long-
financial thing is the
I imagine it differs based on the intake and the level that they're coming in from, whether it's from junior college or bachelor level. But generally, how long would it take to complete med school?
So it's a 5-year program. It's an MBBS program, a Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery. And when you complete the MBBS program in our system, you get a provisional license to do your internship. The internship is 18 months. At the same time, though, as a graduate when you graduate from a school that is accredited, you are able to then sit examinations and boards to enter into specialist training in countries of your choice. And so accreditation is important.
I think of Cuba, because a lot of students who pursue the medical field, because perhaps Cuba has such a robust program already, people go there as perhaps one of the top choices.
Yeah.
Belizeans, for that matter,
Taiwan as well.
consider Cuba or Taiwan as one of the top choices. I want to digress from that for a second, though, and talk about the actual facility. We showed a video earlier with everything that you guys have at the lab. Speak to that for us in terms of what is being offered or provided in this course from the physical aspect.
So we were, by the time I joined the University of Belize, the building had already been done. And so from a point of view of our laboratory facilities, we have a physiology lab, which we intend to upgrade into a skills lab, which means we need some high fidelity simulation equipment, very expensive. We have an anatomy lab, and anatomy is not cadaveric in the traditional sense. We're using software and models and apps to aid the students in learning anatomy. We had a field trip a couple weeks ago where Central Farm was able to provide us with a pig. The pig has a number when I went to University of Toronto to do my trauma fellowship, and I did it many years after becoming a surgeon. I audited their trauma surgery course. They actually have a 2-day course, like how we have a advanced trauma life support course. And it was so very interesting. They had a wet lab at the top floor of the Lee Ka-shing building in downtown Toronto, and all of that training was done on pigs. So we use valves, heart valves from pigs to replace our own. Yeah. That's a well-known and accepted practice. The skin is similar, and a lot of the anatomy is similar. So we went and we did a dissection, and students will, in the 3rd semester, will go and witness autopsies and so on. But they're already doing shadowing with clinics and hospitals in Belmopan. We also are putting into place a microbiology lab that we hope to get to the point where it's offering services to the public. Yeah. So a lot of that equipment has already come in, and so we're in the process of setting up that lab.
Nice.
All right. Well, we do know that, as you mentioned, there's already been about, you said 2 cohorts of students?
No, we've had 1 cohort, which they are completing their 1st year. And so applications are open right now.
Yes.
And so we are looking forward to a cohort for August of this year.
And we kind of touched on the finances that are involved and that grants are available, but just to give our viewers an idea of how much it costs, say for example, their 1st year, what type of investment they would have to make?
The true cost is $39,000 a year.
Okay.
with the grants, we are proposing for this intake to bring that out-of-pocket cost to about $20,000 a year. And the university is invested. The university sees this as an investment in Belize, a show of confidence in Belize and in Belizean students, and in the future that they will bring for us.
Yes.
So we're going to, of course, alert the lending agencies, in particular DFC, that has a student loan program, a well-known and a well-established student loan program. And so we will be alerting them formally that we are making some changes, and that this intake will be able to access grants.
And when is the application deadline?
I would like to say that we're never closed in that sense. We would, to make the August intake, we would like to close applications or have the admissions committee meet formally by the middle of July.
Okay.
So, but what we are doing is that for those who are qualified academically already, you have a greater than 3.0 average, you have an associate degree in pre-medical sciences, you have a bachelor degree in biology and chemistry, we can issue you with a conditional acceptance so that you can start to make your financial preparations.
Yes.
My final question for you, Doc, and I've been listening keenly to what you're saying about an investment being made into Belize via this particular program. But the issue of brain drain is very real, more so in the medical and healthcare sector. So when you're investing time, effort, and money into making young doctors, so to speak, but there's this flight where people are heading off to the United States and to Canada even in search of jobs in the medical profession, how do we ensure that they stay and ensure that we get a return on that investment?
Well, I think you can look at it from the government or the financial point of view, that it is an optimistic, it's a very optimistic view one has to have to invest in the future. And if we on our own as a country cannot be optimistic about the future of our young people, who's going to do it for us?
Yes.
And we want to be able to train enough people that people will go away to do other things. But I think doing medicine in Belize will give them a further connection and comfort with the country. It is a signal by the country of our regard for the young people of Belize that we are making this investment. I won't be here to see what happens in 20 or 30 years, or even, God forbid, tomorrow or the next day and so on. What we are doing is visionary, but necessary.
Yes. All right. Well, that's a wonderful way to wrap up this conversation. Before we take a quick break, it's just around 7:35, and so we do want to give you a traffic update to give you an idea of what it looks like here in Belize City. If you're just heading out and on your way to work, this looks like, where is this? That's Quality Poultry. That's Bell China Bridge?
Yes, that is the Bell
Yes,
China.
all right. So it looks like going in more into the city might be a safer bet. It looks very slowly, but coming out of the city, it's definitely picking up with traffic as well. So definitely take heed to that information if you are around that location. We're going to take a quick break now, but don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we will be sitting down with Libni Rodriguez. She is one of the Miss Universe candidates, and we definitely want to get to know her when we come back. So don't go anywhere.